So Python, okay, Python. So Python for Python for automation, Python for automation and productivity. Okay, this is a workshop title here. Okay. And what is the main objective of conducting this workshop is how Python is helpful in automation, how Python is helpful in automation, and how Python is helpful in production, right? How Python is helpful in automation and how Python is helpful in production. Okay, that is the main objective of conducting this workshop. Okay, so first of all, you should know what is the meaning of automation. What is automation? What is automation? Anyone? So what is automation? Anyone? Can you answer this? What is automation? So reduces manual task. Okay, reduces manual effort automatically rather than doing manually. So it is nothing but like automation of repetitive task. Okay, repetitive actions. You'll try to make it as what automatic. Okay, for example, okay, there are two terms are used here. One is manual and one more is what automatic. One is manual and one more is automatic. Two terms are used here. One is manual and second one is automatic. I think you find some cars, right? If you see some cars, you find manual transmission or manual, and what is another one is automatic transmission. In manual, everything has to be taken care by the person who's driving, right? He should take care of clutch, he should take care of okay changing the gears, okay, based on the speed, right? So he'll be doing all these things again and again, right? Yes, he'll be doing all these things again and again. But by introducing automatic, now you don't require to reduce the speed and take care of take care of which one accelerate. I mean, take care of what do you call it as clutch. Not required to take care of changing the gears. Everything is done automatically or not? Yes. So it is nothing but removing the manual things. I mean, which is done by a user or a programmer or a person. Okay, repetitive things can be avoided. Okay, making things or putting everything is automatic. Okay, okay, making everything as what here automatic. Okay, so it's nothing but without interfering human. Okay, everything is done by what a system or program. Everything is done by a system or what program, so that you can call it as which one automation. Okay, so you find this automation in different industries. There are so many industries uses this automation. Okay, generally it is used. So generally it is used. Okay, it is used. See, there are two things. One is manual and one more is what automatic. So automation is, so generally you'll say automation. So automation is designed. I can say automation is designed. Computer automation is designed uh, to perform to perform to perform. what do you call it as daily functionalities, or the same thing you can call it as what routine, and performing high volumes of task. Okay, high volumes of task. Okay, and doing some certain things which, okay, a person is doing again and again, so that can be avoided by taking which one, automation. Okay, so it means automation, generally automation avoids, generally automation avoids which one here, repetitive. Okay, repetitive. Okay, repetitive. Automation avoids what do you call it as repetitive. Okay, repetitive actions. Okay, it will avoid repetitive actions, right? Avoid repetitive actions, and providing it increase what do you call it as efficiency, and increase efficiency, increase the efficiency, and reducing the errors. So all this can be done by using which one, automation. All these things are done in what, automation. Okay, so where this automation is used, okay, suppose if you are talking about automation in IT industry, okay, if you see the automation in IT. So if you see automation in IT, now you'll say what do you call it as testing. So testing, you find two types of testings. One is called manual testing, and one more is what, automatic testing. One is manual testing, and one more is what, automatic testing. And second one is when you are working with certain systems, okay, which is called as when you are working with operating systems, or when you are working with databases, when you are working on a cloud computing, when you are working on a cloud computing, where you try to do the same thing again and again, that can be avoided. That can be avoided by writing some scripts. That can be avoided by writing some code. And for writing this code or scripts, what do you require? A language. Okay, what do you require? A language. And Python generally. See, I've just taken example like testing, operating system, databases, cloud computing, or not only that, when a office work, if you see certain office work means, for example, a person want to send a mail to 100 people, 1,000 people, he want to send a mail, then sending a mail to 1,000 people is a repetitive task, right? Then what he'll do is he'll try to use some simple code. He'll write some simple code and then make that job as what, automatic. For example, at the end of the day, a person at the end of the day, he'll take the backup of he'll take the backup of his system, and at the beginning of the day, he'll try to restore it. But for doing this, he should execute some set of commands. For example, for taking the backup, is trying to execute some 10 commands or 20 commands. So every day executing 20, 10 commands is repetitive or not? Yes. So that can be avoided by writing a simple program. And that program, by just executing that program, so everything will be done what? Automatically. Getting or not? Okay. So automation in IT or anywhere you can do this automation. Okay. So testing, operating system, databases, cloud computing, and what is that office work? Anything can be done by writing some programs. Okay. So that you can call it as which one? Automation. Yes. Is it this is clear, dear students? Is it this is clear? Yeah. Is it this is clear? Please try to answer it. Okay. See, it is used in different places. I say no, it is used in different places for doing different operations. By for doing different operations, for doing different operations. Getting or not? Okay. Suppose if you take automation in testing, if you take automation in what year testing, automation in testing. What is the testing involves? Is it testing involves certain steps or not? Okay, is it testing required certain steps or not? Yes. Testing required certain steps. What are the steps is, for example, you'll try to compare. Suppose you compare, you try to write some test cases. Okay, if you want to compare the test cases means whatever you input that should be compared against all the results. Then you'll try to write some program and that will try to compare against what test cases rather than doing it what manually every time. Rather than doing it every time manually, right? Rather than doing every time what manually. Getting on it. So there are so many things which are related with what automation. For example, assume that you want to filter the files. Suppose you want to filter the files along according to the file types. For example, my requirement is I want to create a different folders where in which I want to put different types of files every day. Okay, rather than putting everything inside what one folder. Then what will I do? I'll try to sort. I'll try to divide all my files according to their extensions and put in different folders. Now for that I need to do or I need to perform certain things or I need to execute some task or I need to execute some set of commands. I need to execute certain set of commands. Now that can be avoided. That can be avoided by writing a simple code. That can be avoided by writing simple code, right? So Python is a general purpose language. Python is a general purpose programming language, and this programming language can be used for automation. Very much helpful in automation here. It is very much helpful in automation when you're working with the data science. Okay, when you're working with the cloud computing. Okay, when you're working with the operating system. Okay, so all the jobs related with this can be done by using which one? Python. Okay, it can be done by using what? It can be done using what here? Python. Okay, so please try to understand this. Okay, so instead of doing it something again and again, you are trying to do it how many times? Only one time, and you are trying to do it. If you are trying to execute it how many times? Number of times. Okay, yes. So there are different examples related with this automation. So these are some of the what do you call it as some common areas where Python is used for which one? Automation. Okay, used for automation. The first one is, okay, it is like file and folder management. Okay, suppose as a office worker, as a workplace, or as a programmer, you want to manage the files and folders. Okay, manage the files and folder. Managing files and folder consists of lot of operations. Like, for example, renaming. Okay, renaming multiple files. Okay, and what do you call it as moving files between the folders. Okay, moving files between what do you call it as folders. Okay, and what do you call it as organizing of files according to their file types. Okay, file types. Okay, but for doing all this, okay, Python provide different libraries. Like you have a library called OS. OS is a module which is used to communicate with what operating system. Because these files and folders are belongs to what operating system. Generally, files and folders are managed by executing the commands of operating system. Then how Python program communicate with the operating system? The Python program communicate with the operating system by using which library? OS library. So that will provide certain functions to communicate with it. And in the same way, you have shutil. So by using this shutil, sh means shell utility, and even you also work with some path. What do you call it as pathlib to work with the paths, right? Suppose renaming a multiple files or moving files between the folders, organizing of files according to their file types. For this, you need to execute lot of commands. You need to execute lot of commands. You need to execute lot of commands, right? So that can be avoided. Okay, that can be avoided by using or by writing a simple programs. Okay. For example, just to see here. For example, I'll write a simple example here. What is automation? Instead of doing it manually, you try to put all those commands or instructions within one program. You are trying to put all those things inside one program. You are trying to put everything inside one program. Dear students, are you getting or not? Dear students, for example, I want to rename 10 files. I want to rename some 10 files exist in one folder. For example, I create one folder just here. I'm creating one folder. I just create one folder on a desktop only. Now there is one folder. Okay, I create one folder. Okay, just a minute. So I create one folder. This is a folder, and this folder name is some folder one. What is the name of this folder? Folder one. Inside this folder, I have some files. For example, I created some files like, okay, I create some files, text files. Okay, I write a name is, okay, I just write here text one dot txt. Then I try to create another file called text2. Okay, there is another file called text2. So I create another file called some text3. Okay, text3. So like this, I have some files. like this. I have some files in one folder. Okay, this is a folder text. Sorry. So these are the files which are there in the folder. I created one more file, and what is the name of this is some text 4. So all these are my text files. Now I want to rename this. Whatever files are there in this folder, I don't know how many files are there in this folder. I want to rename all these files by adding, suppose this is text 1, right? This is text 1. What is the name is text 1, but with this text 1 I want to add NIT. To this text 2 I want to add NIT. To this text 3 I want to add NIT. To this text 4 I want to add NIT. Okay, I want to add NIT. I want to rename all these files. So OS module will provide a function called rename, but that rename function will rename only one file. That rename function will rename only one file, but it cannot rename multiple files. It can rename only one file, but it cannot rename what? Multiple files. Getting or not? Suppose if my folder is having 1000 files, if my folder is having 1000 files, if I want to add NIT to every file, then I need to execute that command how many times? I need to execute that command how many times? 1000 times. If any other folder, then you have to write the same thing again and again. So that can be avoided. That can be avoided by writing a simple program. By writing a simple program. By writing a simple program. Right? How can I rename that? Just here. I am writing a program here. Okay. So they should rename all the files text 1, text 2, text 3, text 4 with the added extension. I want to rename to text 1 underscore NIT, text 2 underscore NIT, text 3 underscore NIT, text 4 underscore NIT. I want to rename to that. So what I'm doing, I'm using one, I'm using one module, I'm using one library. And what is my library is OS. How can you communicate with the operating system? By using one module called which one? OS. Dear students, are you getting or not? Dear students, are you getting or not? Yes? Okay, I'm using which module here? OS module. And OS module is used to communicate with what? Operating system. To communicate with the operating system. Okay. If you want to rename one file, you just say os dot rename as here source and then what here destination. This is old name and this is what here new name. This is old name and this is what here new name. Okay, so is it renaming one file or more than one file? One file. But I want to rename multiple files. Then how can I automate this? You need to read all the files from that folder or not? Yes. Then define the path here. Change the current working directory to that folder. Whichever folder you want to. Whichever folder. So what is the folder is? Just go to desktop. Now this is your folder or not? Yes. So just take this path. Okay, take this path because I need to read files from this folder. I need to read files from this folder. Okay, so take this path. What is the path is C colon backslash users like that. Now this is a path. This is the path. Okay, users backslash so some name is there and then OneDrive and folder one. So os dot chdr chdr means change directory. Chdr means change a directory. Means you are changing from current working directory to which directory here? Folder 1. You are changing to which folder? Folder 1. Okay, now I change the path. I change the path. And then from this, from here, from this, I need to read all the files. I need to read all the files. From this folder, how can I read all the files? By using one function called list_dir. Okay, you are listing files from which directory? Folder 1. You are listing the files from which directory? Folder 1. Means it will return all the file names. You can see what is a A is. What is a A is? A is nothing but a list. A is nothing but what now? List. A is a list. Okay, A is a list and which contain all the file names. A is a list which contain all file names. Just use backslash, backslash. So backslash represents what here? Backslash. Backslash represents what? Backslash. You cannot write backslash directly because backslash indicates escape sequence. You can see is it list all the names or not? Yes, text 1, text 2, text 3 and one more is text 4. I want to rename this. I want to rename this. What you do it? Every time you read a name. For name in this is which name? Old file name. This is which file name? Old file name. Old file name in A. What is A here? List. And from this list, every time you are reading one file name, every time you are reading one file name, and to this file name, I should add NIT. What do you have to do? You have to add what? NIT. NIT should be added. Okay. So for that, what you are doing is you are trying to split this file name into two parts. One is file name and one more is what? Extension. One is file name and one more is what? Extension by using a method called split. It means this file name is split into how many parts? Two parts. What is the first part is file name. What is the second part is extension. I get the first part. New. Okay, new file name equal to b of 0. Because whenever you do a split, when you do a split, see here, when you do a split, whenever you do a split, it returns one list, and that list contain how many values? Two values. One is file name and one more is what? One is what? Extension. File name and one more is a extension. You are reading a file name, and to this you are concatenating NIT. To this you are concatenating what? NIT. To this file name you are concatenating NIT along with that dot plus extension. What is the extension is? B of 1. You can see this. You can see this. This is what name? Old name. And this is what name? New name. Just to see. I'm just printing it. I'm just printing it. Old file name. So what is the name of the variable? Old file name. And if you print this, you can see this is old file name text1.text. What is the new file name is text1 underscore nat dot text. Text2 underscore nat dot text. You want to rename, then what do you do it? Okay, here I just printed, but is it rename the file? No. Then in order to rename, you are using os dot rename. Which file name? Old file name, comma, old file name, comma, new file name. Okay, after completing, I'm just displaying. Okay, renaming is what? Completed. Renaming is what? Completed here. Now run the code here. This is automation. Renaming is completed. Now you can see the folder. In this folder, see here, is it all these files are renamed or not? Dekho here. Is it all these files are renamed or not? Yes, these file names are renamed. But how it is done? By writing a simple code. By writing a simple code. By writing a simple code. So is it this does automation of this or not? Yes. Suppose moving files between the folders. I want to move the files from one folder to another folder. I want to move the files from one folder to another folder, or organizing the documents automatically. Organizing the documents what? Automatically. Any operation you taken. Yeah, this example you understood? Tell me here. This example you understood? Okay, right? So what we did in this, we try to communicate with the we try to communicate with what? Operating system. We try to communicate with what? Operating system. And using we are trying to communicate with the operating system using OS module. And we are trying to list all the files. We try to list all the files. Okay. And we try to rename the files. We try to rename the files, because to rename one file, you should call rename function one time. You should call rename function how many times? One time. But now you are trying to repeat the same thing how many times? Number of times. You are using a looping statement. Okay, using looping statement. Using looping statement. Using looping statement. That is, I use which loop here? For loop. I use for loop here. I use for loop. For example, for example, I want to organize. I want to organize files according to their types. Now this is automation. Automation. This is automation of. Now whenever you want to rename the files exist in a folder, you can simply use this script. You run this script. What do you do it? You just run this script. Just run this script. Then it will do it. Just it will do it. Okay, right? So in the same way, automation of renaming what your files. Automation of renaming files. Automation of renaming files. In the same way, assume that I want to suppose I want to organize. So this is organizing of files according to their types. According to their types, or what is that? Extension. According to their types or extension. Means I want to put all the folders in different. For example, suppose I want to put images in images folder. I want to put documents in documents folder. I want to put what do you call it as videos in videos folder. I want this to be done automatically. So I should move the files into the correct folder. I should move the content into the correct folder. Even yes, Vijay, you can do Excel automation. Okay, where you daily generate some reports. For generating that reports, you need to do certain things. Now, instead of doing everything again and again, okay, you can do that automation of Excel generating reports. Even that also you can do it by using Python. Getting or not? Okay, assume that. I'll tell you that example also. See, automation means this can be different automations you can do it. I said, for example, folder and file management. You can also do the automation of what do you call it as web automation. You have a web automation where automatically filling the forms, okay, automatically logging into what website, okay, instead of giving it manually, automatically reading the data from the web. That is called as web scraping. That is called as web scraping. Even this can be done when you're working with web applications or web development. And even you do certain automation of just now you are asking, right? Like Excel and data automation. Excel and what here data automation. What kind of things you do it? Okay, reading and writing Excel files. Okay, reading and writing which one? Excel files. Reading and writing Excel files, and generating reports, daily reports, instead of doing it again and again. Okay, and even you try to take the data from different sheets and generating a reports. So that can be done. That can be done. Yes. Very good question. Why Python has become mandatory? Yes. Any technology nowadays, any technology you want to learn, they are asking only one thing, Python. Because Python is used everywhere. See, Python is used what? Everywhere. Python is used everywhere. And there are so many facilities provided by whom? Python. Python is having very big community. Python is having very big community, and Python provide lot of libraries. Okay, Python is having very big community. It means community people develop so many things, and they put in one repository. Community people develop so many things. Community. There are a lot of people are involved in development of this Python, right? If you see www.pypi.org, this is called as find, install, and publish. What do you call it as Python? Packages. Packages are nothing but here libraries. Packages are nothing but what here? Libraries. It means Python comes with huge number of libraries. There are a lot of libraries are there. See here. How many releases are there? How many? 80 lakhs 64,818 releases are there. Getting on? It means how many are there? How many libraries are there? Any library you can find here. Because community people see how many users are there. This many number of users are there in Python community. Getting on not? It means as a developer, uh, developing the things using libraries becomes very easy. Rather than you write the code, you'll try to use what existing. Rather than you write the code, you try to use what existing code. And not only that, Python is mandatory because it is an open source. It is an open source. Nowadays, there is a lot of demand for which technologies? Open source technologies. There is a lot of demand for which technologies? Open source technologies. Understood? So, learning Python is easy and coding Python is easy. Okay. And implementing the things in Python is very easy compared to other programming languages. Understood? So it can integrate with any technology because it is an open source. It is an open source. It is not a proprietary. It is a freely available, and the source code of Python is given to the public, and this public can integrate or customize this Python according to their requirement. That's the reason you find so many implementations of Python, like Jython is nothing but Java Python. You find Iron Python as nothing but .NET Python. That means Java people develop a software called Jython for using Python in Java, and .NET people they develop they develop Iron Python to use to use Python in .NET. Means how they develop these softwares, because Python is what, open source. Now see how Python is different from C, C++. Now always any programming language has been compared with C, C++ only. When they first invented Java, they compared Java with C, C++. Getting or not? Because Java itself is written in C, C++, but when it comes to a C, C++, are called platform dependent. They are platform dependent, and they are non-portable. They're platform dependent and non portable. But when it comes to this modern programming languages, when it comes to the modern programming languages, all these are what, platform independent, and they are portable across multiple operating system and across multiple architectures, system architectures. I mean, you can develop and run this kind of applications anywhere, irrespective of hardware architecture, irrespective of what, software architecture. Now you see, can you develop a AI system in Java? No, because they don't provide those many number of, they don't provide libraries which are used in building models or data analysis, or what do you call it, as data science. Okay, and now developing some what do you call, machine learning models. No, you cannot do that by using Java or what, .NET, because 99% of 99% market is captured by what, Python. So Java and this language is only in web, not in modern technologies like cyber security, cloud computing, data engineering, okay, data science. Okay, this doesn't support by Java and .NET. Because of that, it has become compulsory to learn which language, Python language. I hope you understood my answer, right? Okay, right? Okay. So how this is helpful? AWS. So in cloud computing, right? Okay. So in cloud, it is also used in cloud automation. Okay, cloud automation, it is also helpful. Cloud means in cloud you do lot of operations. Youraj. Okay, there are lot of operations you do on cloud. For example, AWS data engineering is there. Okay, yes. Cloud automation means, for example, you want to read, okay, as a data engineer, you read data from different sources, okay, different sources. If you are working on cloud, right, different sources, as a data engineer, you read the data and perform lot of operations. Maybe that might be a repetitive task or not. Yes, that might be a repetitive operation. Okay, repetitive operations. Okay, repetitive operations. Okay, see, there are a lot of things you do in cloud environment. There are a lot of things you do in cloud environment. Okay, so exactly, if I'm talking about this, like for example, creating infrastructure is there in cloud. Creating infrastructure. Yeah, yeah, this is Python screen. Yeah, I just displayed this Ravi M. Okay, yes, find, install, publish, right. What you can automate in the cloud, suppose you're Raj, okay, suppose you are a new user, then for you need to create what, an infrastructure, Okay, you have to create a virtual machines. Then you have to create a what do you call it as storage buckets. Okay, and you need to create a databases. You need to create some networks. Okay, so all this has to be repeat. All these things are repetitive things or not? Yes. Now this can be automated, right? This can be automated by writing a simple code. That is what I'm saying. Array, that is what I'm saying, Yuvraj. That is what I'm saying. Why they are asking Python? Because why they are asking Python? Because AWS is integrated with what? Python. AWS because Python is open source. Python is open source and they provided library. Like there is one library is there. Suppose AWS people they do some automation by using one library called I think Boto. You can search here Boto library. So what is the name of this library is Boto. See here Boto is there. Terraform is a tool, right? Terraform is a tool. Yes or no? Yuvraj. Terraform is a tool. It is a tool. You want to customize the tool again. Terraform is a tool. You want to customize the tool. How you do it? Tell me. You want to customize the tool. You want to customize again. They provided tool. You want to customize. Yeah, you use some resources, right? You use some resources or you do certain coding, right? You do certain coding that is done by using which one? Yeah, some language is required, right? Some language is required. Okay, so it is a language, it is integrated with almost all technologies. All modern technologies are integrated with Python. That's the reason it is compulsory. Nowadays, it has become compulsory to do it. See, you asked that. Because of that, I said that. Okay, but generally, so when you work with the cloud, Terraform uses what? Yes. So provide, and see, that is a predefined tool. That is a predefined tool, right? That is a predefined tool. Yes, it is a predefined tool, right? But how that tool is developed? How that tool is developed? It is a predefined tool, right? How that tool is developed? Tool is nothing but is a program or software or not? Yes. How that tool is developed? Using some language or not? Suppose here I develop one tool. Suppose this is my suppose. Sorry, assume that I develop one program just now. This is one tool. What this tool is doing? What this tool is doing? Automation of renaming files. Whenever I want to automate renaming of files, I just run this tool. This tool will provide certain things to do it. Getting or not? Okay. Not only that, not only related with the infrastructure. Okay, for example, assume that deployment operations you take. Yes, you are Rush. Deploymentation, deployment related things. Tools are there. I'm not telling you tools are not there. Okay, tools are there. Okay, DevOps tools are there. Okay, deployment of certain things. Yeah, that is what I'm telling you. Yeah. Tools are there. I'm telling you, tools are there. Jenkins. Okay, Jenkins you'll use it. Okay, tools are there. Tools are there to do this. But there are certain things which are customization. What I'm telling you is customizations. Customizations means which are not provided by a tool. And then how you do that? How you do that? I know it. You use the tools like Terraform, use Ansible, use what? Jenkins. All this you can do it for performing which one? Deployment automation. Yes, but if you want to perform certain things which cannot be done by using those tools, for that you need to okay, you need to write some script. For example, Yuvraj, okay, I want to create a bucket. I want to create a bucket automatically in AWS, in a AWS cloud. I want to create a bucket. Then what do you do it? Yuvraj. Terraform use it. Terraform is not there. Then how? 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 Cloud formation. You have to do all the steps, right? Yes or no? Uh, then tool is there. You are doing it. If it is not there, what you have to do? You have to write some script. Compulsory. You have to write the script. You are talking about tools, but you are not thinking about how you build those tools. You are talking about tools only, but how those tools are built. Now you are talking in the view of developer. Okay, see, tools makes it your job is very easy. But Python is also one tool, but you need to write the code. You need to write the code. You need to tell the Python what you want to do it. You need to tell the Python what you want to do it. What you want to do it. Yes. Okay. Anyway, see, there are a lot of things related with this. Okay. So that is where you do a lot of things related with the manual and automation. So generally, this cloud automation is used by different people like cloud engineers, DevOps engineers, okay, and backend engineers, okay, right? All these people uses. Yes. What kind of activities or tools you should initiate, right? But how those are done by writing some scripts. Internally, it is running some scripts or not, Yuvraj? Internally, is it running some scripts or not? Yes. You are not thinking about that scripts. You are always thinking about only that tool is there, no, then why Python again? But how that scripts are written, how those scripts are written by using language. And that is a Python here. Okay, right? Yes. Okay. Yeah, please try to understand this. Okay, so automation is very important and it is very important Python to learn. Okay, I'm not just forcing it, but I'm just telling the fact. Okay, so because it is one of the topmost programming language. Okay, now I was talking about one thing and we went somewhere. Okay, so what I want is I want to anything, any automation you can do it by using Python. Now, I was writing like organizing of files according to their types or extensions. Like suppose images are there. If images, then I want to put in one folder called images. Okay, if it is documents, then I want to put in one folder called documents. Okay, okay. So I want to do all this. Okay, yes. Thank you. Right. We'll just write this some automation of this renaming of the files. So for that, okay, I want to move files from one folder to another folder. or I want to organize it according to their extensions, according to their extensions. Okay. Yeah, up to this, is it clear? All are up to this clear? Okay, right? Yeah, just here. For example, okay, for example, now suppose I already said one example on OS. So let me tell you one example on Excel automation, right? Excel. So Excel sheet. Now you are working with Excel, MS Excel. Okay, for example, okay, suppose assume that automation of reading data from Excel. Okay, whenever you want to read the data from Excel, reading data from Excel and generating some report, reading data from Excel and generating report. Okay, generating some report. Okay, I want to do this. Okay, so for this, I'm using one library, and what is the library I'm using? Pandas. I'm using one library called which one? Pandas. Pandas is there. Import pandas. Okay, it is for data analysis. It is for data analysis. Now just take any Excel file. Okay, take any Excel file, and here I try to put some sales. Okay, sales of different years and years and sales. Okay, I just take the sales data. Oh, yeah, all those are libraries. Okay, all those are libraries. Okay, so generally a pandas, OS, all these are library. What is a library? A library is nothing but a pre-written program. A library is nothing but a pre-written program with pre-written functionality, and use those functionality and make your job easy. Getting on not? Okay. So you are not writing the code, you are using what existing code. You are not writing the code. What you are doing, you are using the existing code. Okay. So that is what you are trying to do it. So libraries makes it your application development easy. And in Python, these libraries are called modules and packages. A module is nothing but a Python program, and a collection of modules is called as a packages. A package is a collection of modules. A package is a collection of modules. Okay, I just save this. Okay, so you are taking the help of. Okay, okay, assume that this is a sales. Okay, this is a sales. Now I want to automate my job by generating a sales report. What will I do? Import pandas as a PD, right? So pandas is a library, Python for data analysis. Okay, pandas for data analysis. Okay, reports and displaying representing data in the form of rows and columns, representing data in the form of charts. I can do all this. Okay, by writing a simple program. So that will make it your job is very easy. I'm loading this data into one data frame by saying pandas dot read Excel. So what is the name of the method is read Excel. So just try to see is it pandas is installed or not. Pip install pandas. So here I install the pandas. It's already there. Okay. So read Excel and what is the name of this is sales dot Excel SX. And here you can give the sheet name, but by default it will load from first sheet. But you can have a multiple sheets here. Now when you run this, you can see is it read the data from Excel or not? Yes, it is read the data from Excel. Okay, it is read the data from Excel. Okay, now while okay, it read the data from Excel. Okay, suppose you want to write some data to Excel. You want to write data to the Excel. You want to do this job automatic. Okay, suppose you want to write data to Excel. Then I'm writing a program for writing data to Excel. So write data to what here Excel. Write data to Excel. Then I provide an interface. I'm just writing import. What is this pandas as a PD? And here I try to input year. I try to input year integer of input year. Which year? Sales. Okay, then you are trying to input sales. So input integer of input. You are trying to input what year? Sales. I want to write this into the Excel. I want to write this into Excel. Before writing into the Excel, you store this data into one dictionary which contain the key and value. Here is a key and here is a value, and sales is a key and sales is what here? Value. Then convert this data called dictionary into data frame. Pandas dot pandas dot. I'm using a data frame is the data structure. I converted this data into data frame. Then you need to write into Excel. So data frame dot to Excel you write file path. What is the name of the file? Sales dot Excel SX. You want to write with index? No, I don't want to write index. Then I'm writing a false. So these are index columns are there, no? Like 0, 1, 2, 3. I don't want to write with that. Okay. So here data is written. So whenever you want to write the data, just to write the data by running this code. Just write the data by executing this code. Okay. So when you run this program, now it's asking here 2009 and put the sales. Okay. Oh, some error is there. All scalar values. Oh, so because you are not writing more than one value, you are writing only one value. So if you want to write multiple values, then you can put this as one list. Okay, so here is a list and sales is also list. So because you are writing single value, but this is writing multiple values. So run the code here. Now you can see here some 2009, and this you can call it as a sales. Now data is written. You can verify this. Go to the desktop. Okay, on the desktop, you can find sales. Open the sales, and you can see 2009, 56,000. What is it, append or write? Is it created a new file or not? Yes. If the file is already there, it will overwrite. This will create a new Excel file. What will happen? This will create a new Excel file. This will create a new Excel file. Okay. And then write the data into that file. Write the data into that file. Okay. Na? See, a lot of automation jobs you can do it by using a Python because it provides a lot of libraries. It will provide a lot of libraries for doing this. Okay. So that you can call it as Excel automation. How to how the input taken from command prompt. Run this program from command prompt. Run this program from command prompt. Go to the command prompt. Run the program from command prompt. Same program you can run from command prompt. Okay. Let's execute this program from command prompt. So this is input. Input is used to input values. Okay. This input function is used to input values from the keyboard. Okay. So if you want to input values from the keyboard, you are trying to input the values by using which function? Input function. Okay. Yes. But I think you have to understand what is the meaning of this automation here. Okay. I just given a brief idea, but not complete. Okay, not complete because I have a less time because I have another class at 11 o'clock. Okay, because of this less time, I couldn't continue now. Okay, so I think you can generate different Excel files. Okay, just now you can create different Excel sheets. You can also input the file name dynamically. Excel file name you can input dynamically and you can do it. Excel file name you can give dynamically and you can do it. Input file name also. You try to input file name also. Okay. And then you can perform operation. You can input dynamically and you can perform operations. Right? Okay. See, I mean, online students like I started one new batch of full stack Python. Okay. Yes. How to read emails and do automation. I supposed to tell that, but because of some time, this thing, maybe in the next workshop, I'll try to cover that topic, like how you do email automation, how you do web scraping automation. Maybe next workshop, I'll try to cover it. Email automation, web scraping automation. Okay, all this I'll try to cover it. Because of less time, I couldn't cover it. But in the next workshop, I'll try to cover some practical examples, more practical examples. Okay. And I started one new full stack Python batch. Those who are interested, they can attend. Okay, it is 7 p.m. in the evening, 7 p.m. 7 p.m. to some 8:45 to 8:50. Okay, so daily, and just started. Just started. So those who want to attend full stack Python, you can join full stack Python, or those who want to take only Python, even they can join this course. Okay. You attend, Vijay. You attend the class. Okay, they'll tell you what is the fees and everything. Okay, okay, na. So I started one new batch full stack Python or only Python. Okay, only Python, full stack Python or only Python. Those who are interested, okay, those who are interested, they can join this batch. So I started at 7 p.m. and 8:50 p.m. So actually, full stack Python is 6 months course. Full stack Python is 6 months course, and if you only Python, full stack Python consists of 7 modules will be there. So where you learn Python programming language, and full stack Python, you learn Python programming language. This is the first module. This is the module one. So module one, this is important. Then module two is you learn Python for data science. Module two is Python for data science. This is a module two. Okay. No, 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 no. This is my batch. My name is, this is my batch. My name is this. It is not full stack data science. It is full stack Python. So in Python for data science, you'll be learning NumPy, Pandas. Okay, you learn NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib. Okay, these things you learn in module 2. This is module 2. And there is a front end module. Front end module will be there in which you learn HTML, okay, CSS, JavaScript, and React.js. And this is a module 3. This is a module 3. And there is a backend module, backend. And in the backend, you learn Django, Flask, Django, Flask, okay, and REST API, REST API. Okay, so this is a module 4. This is a module 4, and you also learn so databases. Okay, databases like MySQL and MongoDB. So this is module 5. This is module 5, and there is a module 6 is nothing but tools. You learn AWS basics. You learn AWS basics, and you learn GitHub. Okay, so you learn GitHub, right? Okay, and then you learn Docker. You learn Docker, and this is module 6. And there is a module 7 is a prompt engineering, because nowadays every company is asking for or use any AI. Okay, so this is prompt engineering is nothing but which AI it is, generative AI. So this is a module 7. So these 7 modules you learn as a part of full stack Python. Okay. But only Python means you learn module 1, module 2. Only Python is module 1 and module 2. Okay. Only Python is module 1, module 2. But full stack Python is 7 modules. Okay. That is based on your interest. You can join either only Python or you can join on full stack Python. Okay, you can join only Python or full stack Python. Okay, na? So my name is this. My name is Satish Gupta, and I started one new batch 7 o'clock in the evening. Okay, in the evening 7 o'clock. Okay, so you can just go to NareshIT website. You can go to NareshIT website and you can join. So NareshIT website you can visit. So here nareshit.com or nareshit.in, anything you can go for it. Now you can find courses, new batches. Okay, here in the new batches, you can find, yeah, you can find here and you can register. So this is full stack Python 7 p.m. Okay, you can join from Monday onwards. Okay, okay, right? Is it clear? This is 7 p.m. full stack Python. Okay. Yes. Yeah, you can attend Abhishek. You can attend, no problem. You can attend Abhishek because anyway for cloud Python is compulsory. Anything Python is compulsory, and any person, right, must have a knowledge of one language. Any software person should have a knowledge of one language. If you don't know the language, so learning rest of the things are waste. Because how you do the automation by using one language, you are learning data science or data engineering or cloud, or what do you call it, DevOps. Anything you learn, you must have a knowledge of one language. If you don't know that, there's no use. Okay, na? Right. Is it clear, all of you? Right. So we'll stop it here, and in the next workshop, I'll try to tell you more with the coding, like email automation, and one more is like cloud related automations. We'll try to see that more practically, right? Thank you. We'll see in the next workshop. I hope it is helpful for you, right? Thank you for listening and thank you for joining, right? Thank you very much, right? Because I have another class, that's the reason I'm concluding here. Okay, so Monday onwards you can join. So those who want to attend this batch, they can attend from Monday onwards. Those who want to attend full stack Python or only Python, they can attend from Monday onwards. The other workshop I'll schedule and I'll put in my Telegram. I'll put in my Telegram. This is my Telegram. You can join this. Okay. This is my Telegram. You can join. So updates I'll give you in my Telegram. Okay. Updates. All the updates I'll give you in my Telegram. Code with Satish Gupta. This is my Telegram. You can join this Telegram. Okay. Just now I'll update. I'll update. Okay. Next workshop and all the details I'll update in my Telegram. New batches, workshops, all the things will be put in my Telegram. Already some 14,000 students are there. You can also join. Okay. Right. So thank you for listening. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next workshop. And those who are interested, they can attend this batch. Okay. Thank you. Okay.